What's happening, everyone? My name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the latest dash camera from VAVA. And yes, I know dash cameras aren't that exciting, but whenever you're driving you never know what's gonna happen on the road, so it's always good to have a dash camera in your car. This particular one can record in the front and in the back of your car, and it can do 1080p in the front and 1080p in the back, and we also have a GPS unit inside. And with that being said, let's go inside the car and I'll tell you all about it. Alright, so this dash camera looks pretty unique. Mostly when you have it installed on your windshield there, it doesn't look like a dash camera. So I love that about this camera. In the box you're gonna find everything so you can get started. Then the installation only takes, I don't know, 5 minutes. It may take you longer depending how well you wanna hide the cables throughout your car. So in the box you're gonna find the main unit. This right here is the main unit. So basically everything connects to this, because we also have a rear camera that connects to the main unit here. And on the back of the main unit there is the slot for the SD card as well. This camera can take SD cards up to 128 gigs. And if you don't know what SD card to get for it, I'm gonna leave a link in the video's description. Talking about prices, this camera here can be bought for about $150, and as always there will be some links in the video's description. Alright, going back to our box, you're also gonna find the user manual. You have all the cables so you can connect the camera. So one of the cables has the GPS unit attached on it. So that's how the camera will get your location and speed, by that GPS unit that's on that cable. And then you have a pretty long cable so you can connect the rear camera. Now in my car the rear window doesn't look that great. First of all, the rear window is half tinted, so half of it is tinted, half it's not, and it's very slanted, so you can't really see that much, at least in my car. But this will depend on the car that you're driving, of course, because not all cars look like mine. So whatever you're seeing on the screen like footage from the rear camera will look better on other cars depending how the rear window is. Of course, this is not the case with the front camera, the main unit, because this one is positioned in the center of the windshield, so there is no obstruction for it. So you can see left, right, up or down, and everything is very nice and clear, unlike the rear camera. So keep that in mind. It will depend how the rear window is. You're also gonna find a little suction cup for the main unit that attaches to the windshield, and basically the main unit attaches to that little suction cup with a magnet. So very straightforward. In the user manual you're gonna find all the information so you can get started, including the app that you have to download on your smartphone so you can control the camera from your smartphone. So this camera can make a Wi-Fi network. You basically connect to that Wi-Fi network with your smartphone, and then you open the app, and then you can see what the camera sees. You can download recordings, you can change settings. So that's how you interact with the camera through your smartphone. If you're using just the front camera, so you don't necessarily have to use the rear camera. You can use it, but you don't have to. So if you're using just the main camera, the front camera, you can record at a higher resolution than 1080p. But if you're recording with the front and with the back, the maximum resolution for the front and the back is 1080p. So once again, it depends on your needs and what you want. Throughout this video I'm going to show you 1080p recordings done with the front and with the back. So that's how I decided to use the camera, with the front and the back. But yes, you can only use the front if you choose to. The camera itself, aside from looking super cool, is entirely made out of plastic, with the exception of the lens, of course, because the lens is actually covered by glass, and that is important because some other cheaper dash cameras that I've seen in the past had the lens covered by plastic, and if it sits in the sun too long, that plastic becomes yellowish, and well, that's not going to be the case with this one. The lens is covered by glass. And that's about it for the dash camera. Very simple, as I said, and yeah, it doesn't really look like a dash camera. And everything you do, you basically do from your smartphone when you're connected to the camera. So next I want to show you some recordings that I've done with the front camera, so the main unit, and with the rear camera during the day. After we see those, I'm gonna come back so we can talk about them, and after those we'll see some nighttime recordings. But first let's check out those daytime recordings that I've done with the front and the back. And as you've seen for yourself, the daytime recordings look super sharp. You can clearly see the license plates for the cars around you. Now, it depends how far those cars are from you, because if the car is just way too far from you, you're not going to be able to see that license plate with your eyes or on the camera. So, of course, it depends how far those are from you. But overall, I am happy with the footage that I got during the day from the main camera. Great dynamic range and great sharpness as well. Now for the rear camera, as you've seen and as I said earlier, my rear window is not the best to show you how the footage looks, mostly because half of the window is tinted and half is not. So that's the best that you can get in a car like mine. But with other vehicles, you should be able to get the exact same footage as you'd get from the front. Well, not the exact same, but pretty close. But you know what I mean. Next, we are moving on to checking out some nighttime recordings that I've done with the front and with the back. So let's check out those recordings and I will be right back. And as you've seen for yourself, the nighttime recordings don't look as good as the daytime recordings, but that is normal for any dash camera, because the sensors in dash cameras aren't as big as the sensors that you'd get on an actual camera, like a DSLR. So that is normal, but overall I'm still happy with the footage that we got during the night. Now for license plates, it really depends how the light reflects in those license plates. Some of them you can see better than others. It depends how much light there is on the street. It depends if other cars are pointing their headlights towards that license plate. So it really depends on the situation. Some license plates you are gonna see, some you are not gonna see, but at least you're gonna get an idea of what was happening around the vehicle, and that is important as well. Alright, and we are going back to our camera, and I forgot to mention that in the box you're gonna find like a little button. Well, what that does, first of all, you have to sync that with the camera, or when you first get that. So read the user manual, it says in there how to use it and how to sync it to the camera. But basically by pressing that button you can start some recordings or take some pictures, and those are meant so you can share them on social media. So let's say that you are driving on a super cool road by the ocean. Nothing like that around here where I live, but let's just imagine for a second that that's what you're doing. You basically record a little clip with that button that you find in the box there, and then you can share that on social media so your friends can see, and so on. So that is why that button is in the box there, just in case you're wondering what that does. So this camera is more than a dash camera, it's basically like a social dash camera. So to quickly conclude this video, overall I'm very happy with this dash camera, with the quality of the daytime and nighttime recordings, and the connectivity, because with a lot of other dash cameras that I've seen in the past, it's kind of difficult to connect to them. They don't connect to your phone, then you have to turn them back off, on, off, on. With this one, it's very simple. You just turn this on, you look on your phone, connect to it, and then you can see right away what the camera sees. You can access all the settings and the footage that you have saved. So this is definitely a great dash camera that you should consider if you're on the market for a new dash camera. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer whatever questions you may have. If you did like the video, don't forget to press that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.